G'day again guys. In this tutorial I'm going to look at how to armour up your plant X emplacements. But first we're going to look at what not to do. So 99.9% of bases do what this one has done. They've scattered some plant plots around on the ground, as well as mounted some up on pillars. Which means even someone with a modest set of armour can just run up and steal the fertiliser out of it. They are also completely vulnerable when they're in the growing phase. And as you can see, a set of flak is hardly scratched from one plant. So this is someone's base on server 650 that I chose to use as an example. 150% running speed easily outpaces these turrets. Stealing the fertiliser from a plant on a single pillar is also a trivial matter. It's actually easier than having them just slapped on the ground, as you can run under them and use the pillar as cover from other plants. Just jump up and access the inventory. Take the fertiliser, and the plant will quickly die. On small bases like this, you can normally draw the ammo out of the auto turrets by using a metal shield. For plants, a wood shield is often enough. Although for some reason my wood shield is invisible here. Again, just jump up and pull the inventory. And now the base is defenceless and you have a stockpile of fertiliser. So that's what not to do. Now let's look at a better way. Again on 650 server, I got an uninvited passenger, but all he found was an armoured crop plot, with no way to access or damage it. So now I'm going to show you how that is done. I'll start with a basic ground mounted plot. Start by placing two foundations next to each other. On the foundation that you want the crop plot to be, place a pillar. Now because the pillar's in that foundation, the next one placed will be stepped down one level. Now delete the pillared foundation. And now we can step it down once more. So pillar and then foundation in the centre, making sure it's snapped to that lowest level. And again delete the pillared foundation. So now we've got two foundations 2 levels apart. And now you want to place the crop plot on the lowest one. Making sure it's as centred as possible. That's good enough. And now place a hatch frame off the highest foundation over the crop plot. And you'll now need some thatch ceilings off the sides, snapping them off the bottom foundation. And now for the side railing. You'll find 3 snap points. One on the hatch frame, one on the bottom foundation, and one on the thatch ceiling. You want to find the one on the thatch ceiling. So that's on the hatch frame. That's on the foundation. That's the ceiling. Now if we delete the highest foundation, that hatch frame will remain locked into those railings. And we can finish off the last side. Remove the thatch ceilings and everything will remain. Slap in a trapdoor so we can access the crop plot. Open it up and we can plant Plant X and fertilise it. As you can see, it doesn't have water yet. And you've now finished an Armoured Plant X emplacement. Now just wait for it to rain. You'll notice with the crop plot so close to the ceiling that it'll still catch the rain and grow. But it can't be tampered with. Anyway, let's move on to method 2, an armoured crop plot on a pillar. This is done a little differently. Place a pillar up, 2 ceilings across, and a pillar down. Building down from a ceiling leaves a little bit of pillar protruding from the top. And that's what we're going to make use of. Slap down a ladder for access, and centre a crop plot on that second ceiling. Now place thatched ceilings out all of the sides and lay the railing down, snapping it to those outside ceilings. Now snap a hatch frame on top of the pillar. Previously, where the hatch frame was locked onto the railings, now it's attached to the top of the pillar. So it's a little different. Put your trapdoor in, plant your plants, fertilise it, and delete all the supporting structure, and you'll be finished. Now you have an armoured crop plot on a pillar. It is possible to delete one of the railings and add a ramp up to the top ceiling for easier maintenance. Although this works better in metal, as the ramp is much stronger. You can of course make a ramp with sloped stone ceilings. And here's what an endgame Plant X fortification would look like. Metal spikes around metal armoured Plant X with ramp access. It's really laggy here, I've built too much. But I'll now show you some more complex structures. So this is just a ground-based metal emplacement. You can see the crop plot from outside, but you can't open or damage it. This is just a small building that I made with armoured plants. So you can see the raised foundation in the centre that was used to snap the hatch frames onto. I've left it like this just for example. You would delete this centre raised pillar and bring everything back level once finished. As you can see, all the plants are armoured. Okay, so you can only really do that if you start with an armoured design in mind. If you want to convert an existing building, you'd have to use the pillars. Slapping a pillar under your crop plot, ringing it in railing, and placing the hatch frame down on top. The problem is the pillar does have to stay. If you delete the pillar, you lose the hatch frame. But you could use this method to protect the plant as it's growing. So now the question is, what exactly are these plants protected from, apart from the obvious taking of the fertiliser? Well, that's not an easy question to answer. A giga's attack can usually penetrate stone armour, although I have seen a giga give up on my boat on 650 server, whereas Rexes really struggle. When compared to an unarmoured plant like this one. The giga failed against the spiked metal armoured plant, killing himself before he could get the plant. When faced with rocket attacks, the armour did fail under a direct hit, although the crop pot itself was fine and could be reseeded. The plants were out of range from all melee attacks apart from the pike, which was susceptible to jumping attacks. Of course, this wouldn't be so easy if the plant was awake. Anyway guys, that's it, and I hope you enjoyed this video.